It's not what I feel. I can't, again, there's some legal ramifications here.
I do understand.
We're dealing with a systemic corruption. But now the reality of it is that the two are separate. It's just a smoke screen, and this is what happens when theft is going on. You don't want people to focus on the real thing. You want to focus on this.
Right.
As it relates to this and the statements that you see there, it essentially boils down to this. And I wouldn't come here thinking I would have any sympathy in this forum for it, but the reality of it is this. The Europeans, as far as I know, never gave a pure declaration of the intent to exterminate the red man and red woman from this hemisphere. They didn't say, we're coming here, our objective is to kill all of you and take this land for ours.
Not officially.
However, they're not here, and it was done. So as an African who has the benefit of history under my belt to see this happen to them, I see mass incarceration. I see the promotion of homosexuality, which is a death style which prevents the life from being produced in our race. I see the promotion of interracial dating. I see this sick, misogynistic society pushing us to not produce strong, healthy black families. I see the Zionist-supported, filthy, degenerate music that they call hip-hop and gangster rap that only encourages black people to kill one another, to commit the kind of crimes that put us in a penal system where we can't produce and protect families. So we see the Zimmermans of the world murdering black people. We see the white female sitting down there and say he was innocent for the murder of this young boy. We see the full weight of white aggression against African people coming at us in a format that is genocidal worldwide. I am not going to do what the Native Americans did and keep playing the game that we can avoid the conflict to protect our race. I'm going to protect my race at all costs. And if that means, and it does mean, that we have to look at the individuals who are collectively working together to kill and harm the black people, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight back.
And this is what you've said on your website and been consistent with. And what I haven't seen on your website, I haven't seen you endorsing people to go out and get into random acts of violence. I haven't seen you endorsing any kind of violent overthrow of the government. What I've seen is you standing up for what you believe in, and I've spent enough time around you. Caller, you're live on WGMD with Doug, Dr. Issa, and the Irritated Genie. What's cracking?
Hi, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing great.
I wanted to say, try to put it out there. I'm trying to understand what y'all are saying because I'm getting kind of angry listening. And
that's good.
I guess it is. I mean, with anger comes conversation.
Stimulating talk radio. That's what it is.
That's what.
Exactly. Now, when you say you're not a friend of the European, does that include the Irish? You're not a friend of the Irish?
It includes all whites. You don't have to separate them.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, because I'm not a friend of the Africans.
Well, see, now we have a conversation.
Okay, so with words like that, now, how many people call you a racist on a normal week?
Myself, Dr. Issa, or Irritated Genie. It varies depending on which one of us.
Dr. Issa. I'm talking to Dr. Issa.
Oh, Dr. Issa gets called a racist. I would say frequently during the week. I hear it about 2 or 3 times a week. What do you think, Dr. Issa? Low number?
Well, I want him to know first that wasn't me talking. That's the Irritated Genie. But
oh, I'm sorry. Well, then never mind. It was, I guess.
Oh, well, the Irritated Genie. How many times a week do you get called a racist? I have no idea.
I don't talk to Europeans, so I wouldn't know. You have to tell me.
Yeah, so it's not really on his radar screen.
The funny thing is, because whenever I say I want my kids to date a white woman and have white grandbabies, everybody wants to point the finger and look at me like I'm a horrible person. When I go against homosexuality and say it's immoral and I don't like it, all of a sudden I'm a homophobe. But when a black man says it, it seems to be fine.
Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah, let's check this out.
Nobody wants to call you all.
All right, cool. Listen for a minute, Stay on the line. Listen for a minute. Go ahead, Irritated Genie.
Okay, you must have some kind of horrible misunderstanding. I am the single most anti-homosexual individual, has the most anti-homosexual platform in this society. So it's not that I'm getting any support in this from these. It's just that whites are not as courageous as me. So I just want you to be very clear. Whites are not, in general, as open and clear about what they disagree with, and won't stand their ground the way that we stand our ground.
That's like saying black people love watermelon and fried chicken. I'm a white guy. I'm absolutely against that. I think that's the one thing we probably agree on. I hate gay people. I hate the gay lifestyle. You know what? I hate the gay people. So, I guess that's one thing we can share some common ground on.
Well, see, there's common ground everywhere you look when people talk to each other instead of about each other. I thank you for the call, brother. I got lines lit up. I got to roll. Caller, you are live with Doug, Dr. Issa, the Irritated Genie on WGMD, the Talk of Delmarva. What's cracking?
I have a question for the doctor.
Okay.
In what country in Africa does he think the black race would succeed as much as they have in the United States?
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. But right here, I'm just really here today to host because the Irritated Genie said that he refused to get on a white media show without someone black, and he asked me to come. And I'm happy that he's here because I think that people need to hear his point of view. I mean, he's been attacked throughout the media. So that's another conversation. Maybe if Mr. Beatty allows me to come on another time, we can talk about issues.
We might not keep you here today because I'm still pretty upset with you for ruining my life by turning me into a black nationalist. So I think that after Irritated Genie gets to waltz on out of here, we're going to keep you here for a segment called Ask the Black Guy. I'm thinking we can do that. Go ahead,
I do want to say something in reference to his question. I don't want to answer that exactly, but it's a pretty ridiculous premise. Whites kidnap us from Africa and drag us here against our will. And then when we say we're not going to be abused anymore here, then say go back to Africa, as if you haven't gone and colonized and tried to destroy the African continent. But then, in a very hypocritical manner, which demonstrates pure hypocrisy in European existence, is that then, when we do try to go, the most expensive tickets that you can get, and it's supposed to be such a poor place, but then why are the tickets, the more, there's no place on the planet you can go that's more expensive to get to than the African continent. So, in fact, in most cases, to get to the African continent, you have to go through Europe so that they can make money. So, if the real intent was for us to be able to go back to Africa, you would make it a lot easier. So, you're just hypocrites all the way around.
I'm thinking some of that transatlantic ocean passage at an affordable rate would be organized by supremacists if they really wanted it to happen. Caller, you are live on WGMD with Doug, Dr. Issa, and the Irritated Genie. What's cracking?
Yeah, this is Mac near Berlin.
Hey, Mac, I did this show just for you, buddy.
Hey, well, here I am. I have some questions and kind of some statements for the doctor.
Right on. Now, Dr. Issa is my colleague. Irritated Genie is the guy under fire from DHS, just so we keep it straight.
I had just a few questions.
Go right ahead.
During your talk here today, Dr. Issa, I had heard what I will call some code words. That being European. I didn't hear Caucasian, but, I've heard it all before. I'm an American, okay? I've lived my life.
Hello, this is Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help?
What you might call the golden
Great.
rule.
The aircraft is waiting for you at our nearest airfield. We trust you'll be happy, sir.
But yet, throughout my lifetime experience, particularly as a supervisor in public safety, where I had people tell me I was a European and had no right to do what I was doing with black people, supervised, all right? Native-born American. I'm not of European descent. My forebears came from Ireland and Scotland, and that ain't Europe. And then I heard the word Zionist. Could you tell me what you consider a Zionist?
I think you must. This is the Irritated Genie. He's the founder of War on the Horizon. He's the one that's been under fire from the media. I'm just here as a co-host. I am Dr. Jahi Issa, former professor of Africana Studies and U.S. history. So I think it's important that the Irritated Genie deals with that as he will.
Personal heroes is a man called Theodore Herschel. And he was the original Zionist. Is that who you're talking about?
That's an Irritated Genie question. We'll see what he has to say.
That's exactly who I'm talking about. The atheist named Theodore Herzl, who, as an atheist, the basic fundamental foundation of atheism is you believe there's not a God. So let's see the hypocrisy in that. Theodore Herzl, who is your hero, says he doesn't believe in God, yet he believes that the God he doesn't believe in has promised the white Ashkenazim and Sephardim land in Palestine that should be taken from the Palestinians by the British and given to them based on the Balfour Agreement. So how is it that you can...
And you're talking about Balfour, which was a crime in history that should have never occurred. As far as Palestine goes, I don't believe there is a place called Palestine. Now, Theodore Herschel, I don't care what his religion was, if he had any. What I care about is a group of people who were persecuted for thousands of years, you know, much the same as black people were.
That's not true.
And he established, helped, let's put it this way, the nation of Israel. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about the nation of Israel, who is a group of people that I have great admiration for. And I think in some ways they are God's children.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, hold on. I got this, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. You got to be kidding. Hold on, wait. Now, I expect this kind of miseducation and confusion.
I'm not
coming from,
bro. Believe me, I study history like you would not.
Just hold on for a second. I get it. You're actually telling me that you're not an Ashkenazi. You're not Jewish. So
no, I'm not Jewish. I'm Roman Catholic.
And you're sitting here and telling me. Wait a minute. Slow down. You telling me that with the history
of Israel,
with the history of what the small hats have done throughout Europe, where every country in Europe has had to get to the point. France did it a number of times. Mainz, countries in Europe, most people don't know. Mainz, Spain, countries over and over and over again, because of the corruption of this one group, have had to say, you have got to go. You're telling me that somehow you're saying that the white, now your own white Anglo-Saxons, these are your white Anglo-Saxon brothers now. They're not my brothers, they're your brothers. You're telling me that your white brothers are now, you're saying that instead of being victims to the Zionists, that you're actually victimizing the Zionists and you respect them. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Will you comment one way or another on what's called the diaspora of the Jewish people?
We will get right to that. Mac, I don't mean to be the party pooper here, but you know what I'm up against. I got to play that traffic report.